Staying awake is hard, especially when Netflix keeps asking if you're still watching. But back in 1963, a high school student named Randy Gardner decided to do what no binge watcher has dared: stay awake for 11 straight days. Why? Science. And maybe just a sprinkle of teenage recklessness. But what followed was a record-breaking, brain-boggling journey into the limits of human endurance, and a lot of very bad mornings. Randy wasn't a scientist or a sleep-deprived YouTuber. He was a 17-year-old kid from San Diego, but like all great innovators, he had a vision: to win his school's science fair. With his friend Bruce McAllister, Randy decided to test the effects of sleep deprivation on cognitive and physical performance. Because what says fun science fair project like potentially irreversible brain damage? Their original idea? To observe sleep deprivation in cats. But when they realized cats are, well, cats, they pivoted to testing the only other available subject, Randy himself. And thus began his marathon of sleeplessness, complete with a homemade lab, which was actually just Bruce's bedroom. Randy's goal was to stay awake for 264 hours, breaking the previous record of 260 hours. To keep him on track, Bruce kept detailed logs, asked him trivia questions, and made him do activities like shooting basketballs. They even got Stanford sleep researcher Dr. William Dement on board, because when teenagers risk their health for science, why not bring an actual scientist along for the ride? So what happens when you're awake for 11 days straight? Let's just say it's not all fun and games, unless you count hallucinating that you're in a game of pinball. By day 2, Randy's ability to focus took a nosedive. By day 4, his speech was slurred. By day 6, he was struggling to form coherent thoughts. Sleep is like a factory reset for your brain. Without it, memory, judgment, and coordination all start malfunctioning. Surprisingly, Randy's vital signs stayed relatively normal, but neurologically, he was in a zombie apocalypse of one. He even began experiencing microsleeps, where his brain would briefly shut down for seconds at a time, kind of like your Wi-Fi on a bad day. Dr. Dement noted that while Randy's mood swings and paranoia were expected, his ability to keep going without collapsing was downright astonishing. Turns out the human body is really good at pushing itself to the brink, and really bad at knowing when to quit. On the 8th of January 1964, Randy finally hit 264 hours and 12 minutes. He didn't just break the record, he smashed it, and then, like any sensible person, he immediately went to sleep. Doctors monitored him as he caught 14 hours of uninterrupted sleep, followed by a series of shorter recovery naps over the next few days. But here's the twist: Randy's record didn't last. Guinness stopped recognizing sleep deprivation attempts for safety reasons, and researchers discovered that chronic sleep deprivation can have long-term effects, like memory loss and even heart issues. Fortunately, Randy seemed to bounce back, though he later admitted he wouldn't recommend the experience to anyone, not even for a science fair trophy. Today, Randy's experiment is a reminder of two things: 1, science can be awesome, and 2, sleep is even better. So the next time you're tempted to pull an all-nighter, remember Randy Gardner, and maybe just go to bed. And that's the story of Randy Gardner, the teen who turned staying awake into a world record, and an unforgettable science lesson. If you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe, and let us know in the comments how long you've stayed awake, but don't overdo it. We'd like you to stick around.